To order, please rise for the attendance. Excuse me, for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. Next, I'll read the school committee's statement. The committee represents the needs of all Leominster Public School students and places their interest above all others. We will exercise leadership, adhere to our protocols, and base our decision upon a reasoned assessment of all available information. We will advocate for each of our schools and support high-quality public education in Leominster. Next, I'd like to open it up for public comment. Is anybody here that would like to speak to the committee? Please come up, state your name, address. Anybody online? Second time? All right, we'll close public comment. Any communications?
There are no communications this evening.
Student report?
All right. So at Leominster High School last Friday, Best Buddies Prom was held with students from Leominster, Fitchburg, and Gardner. AP testing at the high school is going on this week and next week, starting today. The seniors are down to their last 10 days of classes. The last day of classes for seniors is May 20th, with final exams through the 24th. The schedule for graduation events is on the school website. NHS induction is on May 16th at 6 p.m. in the high school auditorium. Math MCAS is on May 21st and May 22nd. This Saturday is the annual Blue Devil Nation 5K run or walk being held here at the high school, I think at 9 or 9:30. The Mayor's Youth Council is also doing a cleanup that morning starting at Fallbrook. And then, of course, senior prom is on May 18th at the Doubletree in Leominster. And then in sports here in Leominster, the baseball team has a 9-game winning streak going on, and flag football remains undefeated. Softball's record is 8-4, recently beating Wachusett 6-5, and is the first team to beat Wachusett in a regular season game in the past 3 years. Boys volleyball is 7-6 so far this year. Boys tennis is 1-7, while girls tennis is 5-3. Leominster boys lacrosse isn't well, but girls lacrosse is 6. Girls lacrosse is 6-4.
Perfect. Thank you.
Not much for the end of the month, but seniors in culinary are currently doing their final projects in their last week, with them preparing a meal within their shop, and other shop kids are doing their last projects, such as the engineering students creating blueprints for their final projects. The AP students are also currently taking their exams, and with last week, about a week and a half ago now, but junior prom was largely a success and very popular with the students.
Thank you.
The CTEI awards.
Right.
This Thursday, 5 o'clock.
I just remembered.
5 o'clock on Thursday.
Thanks, Marcus. All right, so move on to presentations and discussions. We're going to move up the principal candidate for Skyview up first. So Michelle.
Can we have Miss Michelle Oliveri? We had an interview committee together and led by Renee Koska. Eileen Griffin was on the committee as well for principal of Skyview Middle School. And Michelle Oliveri, so she just keeps moving and changing her title, was the standout candidate for this team. And they have brought her forward. And we're hoping through successful negotiations that Michelle will be willing to take on. It's a good sized school. But her background, from being a teacher, being an assistant principal, being a dean, she got our virtual school going. She's the .3 principal there, while she's our STEM coordinator across the district as well. So she's well versed and ready to take it on, is what I hear. She doesn't sleep very much. And you usually see her doing a multitude of things. I think that's what Leominster's famous for. We tell you your job is one thing and we say, and you're going to do this and this and this and this. She actually stepped in at the beginning of the year when we were looking for a principal and an assistant principal. She said to us and volunteered, well, you know what, I'll just move my office up there. I can help out. I think you thought it was a week or two. It's a little bit longer. So you have a nice feel. So we will begin our discussions and hopefully we'll be able to announce. So thank you for joining the team. It's always nice to have a member on there. And Michelle is here for questions. If you want to ask her anything, the excitement is exuding, right?
I do want to say, being part of the interview committee, we had lots of, strong candidates, but you, Michelle, was head and shoulders above everyone, and were extremely prepared, very articulate, and there could not be a better choice. So I was happy to recommend you.
Any other questions for Michelle? No? Well,
Good luck.
see, we throw you right in. That's what we do. So we'll be talking, but congratulations, well deserved.
Yeah.
Good job.
Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll move on to the public hearing on the fiscal 25 budget.
Come on, Mel. What?
Are you gonna go on to the school choice too after?
Jenny, you will. Okay.
Right.
There's no floating square there, right?
No. I was loud.
Yeah, so you guys can hear me well enough?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Right, so we all know, we have heard this, but we're going to hear it one more time so that the public can hear the budget presentation. Bear with me. Right, chapter 70, state aid distributed to schools throughout Massachusetts. Formula aims to ensure that each school district has sufficient resources, to provide an adequate education for all of its students. The district's budget is determined by multiplying the enrollment numbers times the each grade level by demographic characteristics and by a set of educational spending categories, and then adding those two dollar values together. Most of us know the budget is driven by student enrollment, but it is also has a local contribution. This portion is the amount that each district has the ability to reasonably contribute based on their local tax revenue to the schools. It's driven by the city's property values and resident income. All right, in total for fiscal 25, the preliminary increase in net school spending is $4,071,288. $2,311,084 is from Chapter 70 aid. $1,760,204 is from the required district contribution. The House and Senate release and debate their versions of the budget, and then we have a signed version by the beginning of the next school year. Massachusetts continues to address the inequitable gaps for low-income students, English learners, and special education. Over the years with that Student Opportunity Act, the act is in its fourth year. Over the last few years, the formula has created an influx of resources for Leominster. We see now that the formula is going to start going back down to what I call a normalized increase, which is that 4 million. We're going to start seeing our normal increase, which is usually between that 2.5% to the 4.8%. As mentioned in the previous slide, Chapter 70 is heavily impacted by student enrollment and demographics. Formula is based on the school district enrollment as of October 1st of the prior year. It takes the 13 enrollment categories you can see across the top and demographic groups, preschool, kindergarten, and multiplies each by a cost rate in 11 different spending categories that are on the left-hand side. Administration, pupil services, that type of cost. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education computes foundation enrollment using student-specific data submitted by each school to the SIMS, or Student Information Management System. District-wide enrollment was down by 11 students from fiscal 24 to 25 as of October 1st. We are back over that and more at this point in time. Fiscal 25 general fund budget will be supplemented by several other funding resources that are available. We have revolving accounts that support specific programs or services, such as the circuit breaker, which is used to supplement special education tuition. We have school choice, which offsets the cost of students who attend from other districts. That's listed in the revenue/revolving. This line includes the estimated revenues for fiscal 25 and the revenue that we've been able to carry forward from fiscal 24. There are also reoccurring federal and state grant funding through DESE to support the goals of the new district. The district was also given one-time federal funding. This was provided through the school district to address the impact of COVID and is available through September of the fiscal year 25. So that's September 2024. The district received $11,193,495 in ESSER 3 back in fiscal 22. The funds will be, they're expected to be fully expended in the next fiscal year. The ESSER funding has been critical in addressing a lot of unprecedented challenges. ESSER 2, we saw a lot of, we addressed a lot of the health and safety protocols and projects such as the security cameras, cleaning equipment, updating in HVAC units, equipment, and mainly supporting students' academic, social, emotional, and mental health. You can see in this slide that other areas of ESSER 3, which we are still continuing fund through September 30th. We broke down the fiscal 25 general fund budget request into 7 pieces. The budget process begins by first determining what the district's contractual and fixed costs are: wages and salaries, benefits, special education tuitions, indirect charges, repair and maintenance, technology. We'll start with the largest expenditure to the district: wages and salaries and benefits, which together account for 78% of our budget. In fiscal 25, wages and salaries make up 63% of the school's general fund budget. Projected salaries include contractual increases, like the cost of living increases, step increases, lane increases, longevity stipends, and extracurricular stipends. We include what's called currently posted positions, which are essential positions that have not been filled in fiscal 24 and therefore need to be carried into fiscal 25. The projected wages and salaries also include new positions necessary based on projected enrollment, class size, and student need. For fiscal 25, the district is requesting a total of 906.3 FTEs, or full-time equivalents, equaling $65,036,011. For fiscal 25, the district is requesting the following FTEs in the general fund: posted positions or carry forward positions of 5.3 FTEs that were posted in fiscal 24 but are not filled. These positions equal $285,731. The district is also requesting an additional 16.3 FTEs for fiscal 25, equaling $1,068,615. In addition, the general fund will be absorbing 6.2 FTEs from the ESSER grant, 1.8 FTEs from the Title I grant, for a total of $684,692. These positions for the general fund will total 29.5 FTEs, or $2,039,038, and will address the growing areas of student need. There were also needs to increase the following lines in the budget. We've got summer nursing, we've got extracurricular stipends, substitutes, and coaches. So the total increase to those lines is $147,500, for a total increase to the general fund salary of $4,902,447. Beyond the general fund, the district will be using revolving funds to hire 2 vocational teachers for the business and the plumbing programs. Special education, no benefits, excuse me, wrong one. Benefits and fixed charges make up 15% of the budget. The numbers include benefits such as health insurance, dental insurance, life for both active and retired employees, as well as their beneficiaries. You can see historically, the increase in cost can be anywhere from 0 to 10%. We try to budget based on a historical average with input from the city comptroller. The increase is not always due to an increase in the cost of insurance. Member participation has steadily grown over the years. For fiscal 25, we are increasing the benefits and fixed charges line by 9.3% or $1,326,224. This is based on enrollment, steady growth in membership, and new positions. Special education, here we are. Can fluctuate greatly from year to year depending on the individual student service needs, how many students may move into the district with service needs, and how many students age out. The increase in rates for the out-of-district placements is determined by the state. Fiscal 24 Massachusetts was approved a 14% increase in rates. So as you can see, that had a huge impact on our budget, and we're projected by the end of fiscal 24 to have a total increase of 20.9% in tuition costs. It's crazy. Yeah, in the last 14 years, the rate increase has ranged from 2% to 14%. So for fiscal 25, we're projecting a 9.2% increase of the general fund budget. This equates to $758,323, but we are also able to carry forward 1 year's worth of circuit breaker to help offset, which is $2.6 million. Indirect charges are the expenses that are incurred by the city for the benefit of the schools. This includes costs such as administration, retirement expense, DPW, school resource officers, and state assessments for school choice sending tuitions and charter schools. On an annual basis, the city comptroller provides the school with an agreement followed by a summary sheet and supplemental details of calculations for these expenses. For fiscal 25, total indirect charges are estimated to be $6,413,256. Leominster Public Schools constantly works to improve our technology infrastructure. Our technology department continues to provide efficient and accessible technology for all students and staff district-wide. In addition to providing accessible and updated technology, we have prioritized the efficiency and security of our district's network through the fiber projects. Costs associated with these overall improvements include hardware, software upgrades, Wi-Fi networks, device management systems, and technical support staff. For fiscal 25, the 2% increase in the instructional technology budget will cover the cost to maintain our current technical initiatives while providing funding for overall network improvements and staffing related to the upgrades. Utilities, the district strives to provide a safe and accessible education to the community. The utility repair and maintenance budget provides funding to ensure healthy environment for all LPS staff and students. For fiscal 25, utilities repair and maintenance costs account for 5% of the budget, or $5,210,979. We've seen an increase in costs for regular utilities such as gas and electricity, like everyone in their homes. The 5.5% increase to our utilities repair and maintenance budget represents costs for ongoing maintenance projects, maintenance costs, and the district's security initiatives. Our all other, the remaining 3% of the budget proposed is $2,681,024. It's used to pay essential expenses that directly affect students in the classroom. One example is of course our budget for payroll is in there. So we want to make sure we fund that and get everybody paid on time. The cost ensures the accurate and timely delivery of compensation for our wonderful efforts of our staff. These services, all of these services on here are required to aid students to achieve their educational goals. Some of the challenges we've had in hiring, we've had some increase in our third-party medical therapeutic services to the tune of over $1 million this year. So we're being thoughtful about that next year when we do the budget. Leominster Public Schools is requesting $65,036,011 in wages and salaries, $32,221,023 in expenses, and $6,413,256 in indirect charges, for a total fiscal 25 net school spending budget of $103,670,289. Thank you for your support for students of Leominster, and we can open it up for questions.
May I also add that we will take on the fees that we did this year. We will not be charging for transportation, school supplies, athletics. We are going to maintain that for FY '25.
And just mention clubs and.
Clubs,
those
all
kinds
of it.
fees.
Yes, AP.
Ronnie, any questions?
You know, the cost of the state. That mean for 2026.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm the devil. I always have to
No.
ask dirty questions.
Yeah.
How much?
but that is
I worry, oh. Can you-
Yeah, we can hear you.
something- You're on.
I worry because maybe I worry about the sustainability.
Correct. So it's a year to year. So we have not taken those policies away. We've just suspended them each year. So we are looking to suspend it for FY '25, those fee structures, but we have not just thrown that away. FY '26 could be a different year,
But
Um,
we must have an idea of what,
each one of those costs.
right, exactly, so
Sure.
we know what we need to have. for able to
Yeah,
meet.
so-
And if we want to be able to waive
Correct.
fees, if we have to reduce.
Yeah,
the
we have
Right.
all the historical data from when we were collecting fees.
Right. Prior to COVID, we collected fees for all of these things. And frankly, the busing fee that we charge people really
We collected
barely made a dent
$50,000.
into the cost. And, you know, AP, as I say, AP exams depends on how many students are taking AP classes. And previously, parents were responsible for coming up with, you know, the funding. The same with athletics. There was a fee that was associated,
Right.
you know, and there was a discount for more siblings, things
No,
like
it's
that.
quite a bit of money.
I was gonna ask, not to put you on the spot, do you know what that total is for the fee that we
Well, I
waive?
can tell you for our transportation, it was like, it's a $30,000
Yeah.
range.
Right.
When you have a transportation expense of 5.8 million.
Yeah. 30.
Right. That's not even the gas.
Barely pays the gas.
Right. One bus for gas
Yeah.
per year. So for the other ones, I don't have it at the tip of my tongue, but it wasn't a lot.
Right. It's to offset some of the stipends, but it certainly was
Correct.
not paying for them.
Correct.
all.
I mean, our stipends go up over $300,000, so it wasn't coming anywhere near to cover that.
Is there a grant somewhere there that would? I asked.
We don't need it at this time. Maybe for FY '26, but let's just get through FY '25. Yeah, we write grants all the time. Yep. Thank you, Ronnie.
I think it would be helpful, to Ronnie's point, if we had some sort of idea of what that expenditure would be, so that we could keep that on our radar.
That would be good information for the finance team.
Oh, it's a good question, Ron.
Back question, Ron.
Good question.
It scares me because I don't want anyone to be accused of having a heads up in the club.
As long as we can keep fees free, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Well, nothing is ever free.
No,
Well, yeah,
but
but
for the
it's
kids,
good for the families.
families and the children.
And we're gonna review
So
it every year.
Mel monitors that.
Yeah.
She does it quarterly, so yeah, don't worry about it. She can come back with reports. Thank you.
You said there were 16.3 additional full-time employees for this year? In addition to the 29.5 that we carried over? Oh, that's what I
A
heard.
lot of numbers. throw out at you. This is,
don't know why I
this is
heard
the
this.
breakdown of it, sorry. So it
Where's
was a
16.3?
a total for fiscal 25 of 29.5, and that 16 is included in there.
Oh, okay, so it was then 13 that carried over from last year? Plus the 6, okay. So if
I
our,
thought I had it on here. I apologize.
our, not attendance, but our total number of students is kind of stayed flat, where are we gonna be putting those? Where are we investing those 16 headcounts?
Departments?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
I
is a
just
list in the budget
curious.
book. I know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's under tab 2.
I won't
in the
rehash it
budget
then.
book. Okay, it's all broken down in there, but you can
I'm
see
sure.
it down by school and position.
Position.
So
And
you'll be
it's
able to see
all
exactly-
people who are directly working with children.
Right.
It's a teacher, it's a para, it's a nurse, it's things like that. So it's under tab 2.
That's all I had.
I don't have any. Thank you for all your work on it.
We feel very confident bringing this forward to city council in June, so we're just requiring a vote this evening.
Okay. Yeah, I'll open a public comment on the budget, but fiscal year 25. Online, anybody in there and online? Anyone? Can't see it there. Oh, okay.
They'd
Yeah,
have to
was.
ask Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, I just have to unmute the chat. 1 second here.
Almighty. Any questions online or in person? One more time? We'll close that, I guess.
Just 1 more second, Sal, sorry.
Oh, sorry, no worries. We good?
No, we want to keep that one
Think
up
so, yep.
because those are the numbers they have to vote on.
Thank you.
Okay.
So is there anybody online that would like to make a comment on the fiscal 25 budget? One more time. All right, we'll close it and ask for the vote now.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the budget. And do I need to go line by line here?
Those 3 numbers. Yeah, I think it's just the wages and salaries. Ooh, Kyle,
Kyle, can you put that slide back up? I need those numbers. That last slide you had, I need the numbers. Bo,
I think he's good.
one more, Kyle. No, one more. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, wait, oh, I went too fast.
Right there.
There we go, right there, right there. Don't go anywhere.
Right, it's so that would be the
Uh,
65,000. Yeah, 65,036,011 under wages and salaries. Expenses would be $32,221 and $221,023.
Indirect.
And the
Indirect.
indirect would be the $6,413,256.
For a
This is why I'm
total of-
not on the finance committee. Just saying.
I suppose finance,
103.
but I second.
For a total of $103,670,289.
Second.
Second, who seconded it?
Give it.
Ronnie.
Okay. Then, all right, all in favor? All right,
All right.
fiscal 25.
Thank you,
Budget
Mel.
has passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
City council for.
We'll come back to finance after. No, it's usually June. Jenny?
Yep, so the next presentation will be on the school choice for fiscal year 20.
Jenny is the keeper of everything school choice. So every year we have to bring this before you for a vote.
Hi, Jenny. Sorry, we can't hear you.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're just asking for a motion for you to approve school choice. Nothing's changed in the guidelines other than the dates. We're still looking at class sizes and keeping them relatively small as possible, particularly for our younger ones.
So you kind of answered one of the questions, which is about class size and what the guideline is right now. I'm really concerned. So we're getting, and we're hearing, and our kids are in the schools, we're hearing, especially at the elementary school level, about overcrowding. We can say 20 kids, but then in November, December, if we get 4 or 5 more in-school district kids that come in and we're struggling to hire staff and we don't have the space, I am concerned about our classroom overcrowding. Personally, I would want to limit school choice at our elementary schools to a much stronger policy. And maybe with some exceptions for siblings or existing kids in district. But without having a real cap at a number, I'm worried at saying 20, and then we have enrollment in November, December, January, we're over a number, and we don't have the staff for them in a building that's already, buildings that are already
Isn't there a
crowded.
cap in the guide?
Yes, there's a cap in the guidance.
Right.
You just don't think it's low enough? Is that what?
Say our goal is 25 kids and we say we're going to cap it at 20, but now in November, December, January, 5, 6, 7 more kids enroll, as we know happens over the school year. Our classes are now overcrowded and, we don't have the staffing or the space for them. And we're seeing that in our kids, especially at a couple of schools right now.
Certain grades.
So, yeah, I was gonna say historically, right, I was gonna say historically, and part of our policy is that there are certain grades that might have so many students that we're not accepting it in that grade or in that school. So we do balance that out and, make a concerted effort. And regardless, we can never project if a family's going to move in, January with 6 kids.
Right.
But we also have kids leaving the school district as well. So there is
Very fluid.
a very fluid process.
And if you
of
look at
kids
our
coming
total
in.
enrollment, our total enrollment isn't out of control. Yep.
And as much as the populations, certain classrooms that really.
Can't discriminate against
That's why
populations.
I'm not discriminating. That's why I'm saying I think we need to put a freeze on the whole thing right now.
I
And
guess I would not be in favor of that.
no, and I understand it, but I'm saying, how do we limit at 20 in May, especially in kindergarten? And then we start off at 22 because we get the kids that enroll at the last minute. And now we're in the school year and we can't hire more teachers and the numbers, they're increasing.
That's why it's tricky.
Right,
It's
no.
very tricky. And so we're looking at this all the time. So we'll do our first rolling admissions for school choice in June. So that way those folks that are in Leominster or looking to start in kindergarten, initially outside of Leominster, then they know exactly where they're at. But really over the summer, we're very thoughtful. And we have to be and mindful, and I'm in touch with the principals all the time in regards to their class sizes and if they know of somebody moving in. I mean, I could tell you right now that there will be grades already closed now for next year because there are more students in there than we would want. So.
And we work with our principals too, like over the summer, if we see we're going to have bubble grades. We get a bubble here, there, and it just happens. We start looking at scheduling. We start moving staff. Look what we did with Northwest. We took grade 2 out of there. They had a real bubble in their grade 4 this year, but we kept them closed to school choice. But even then, their grade 4 got very large quickly. So we put additional staff there. So it's about being flexible with the resources. I think we talk about school choice almost every day. almost every day.
You know, what I've heard is around Northwest. So the fact that we had closed out for school choice doesn't seem to be a factor there, but
Yeah, we didn't open, but they weren't open at all this year.
Once we accept someone for school choice, are we
They're-
responsible for them?
Yes.
We can't like, all right, you're done. We
Yeah,
can't
no.
See you later.
No, no.
Just asking.
Rest of their school.
Yeah.
career.
Unknown practice. Fashion. Unknown practice. Exclusionary practice. Classic in the case. They're setting us up for a, long conversation. Witness.
if you're not opening it up to anybody, then it's not really
Yeah.
excluding everybody and not set it.
I think it could be wrong, but I think she's saying to limit it so that we could be accommodating more on the other end.
But my point is, yes, you may try to limit, but you know what? Last time I checked, this is public.
Right, so for people who are residents of Leominster, we have to accept every
Yeah,
person who's a
correct.
resident. And for school choice. No, but that's not, we're not obligated to do that
No.
by law, and we can open it up to school choice or not. And we have a policy that we accept school choice. However, there's certain guidelines around the availability in those grades, that school and that class. So we don't go beyond that.
What you're saying.
Yeah. So enrollment has been steady and stable. It's just, like I said, we do get the bubbles, right? And then we have to address the need based and put the resources where they need to go at that time.
Since it's a public hearing, we have to open up to the public. So again, Kyle, if you want to unmute, let me know when you're ready. Thank you. Is there anybody in person or online that would like to make any comments about the school choice of fiscal 25? Please speak up. One more time, one more call. Anybody else that'd like to make a comment about the school choice for fiscal 25? Please speak. One final time. All right, and we'll close this out. And we'll take a vote to approve school choice for fiscal year 2025.
I make a motion to approve school choice for fiscal 25.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jenny. Keep watching those numbers for us. And the good news is, really, fewer and fewer of our students are leaving our district. That's the celebration in this. For so many years, we had more students leaving than coming. That doesn't happen anymore in Leominster. Our citizens want to stay here. Very proud of that.
Very positive.
All right, move on to vote on caps. So go ahead, Melissa.
So, last meeting, I discussed briefly that CAPS provides some of the special ed services, a nonprofit in the area. It's made up of a number of local public school programs, and Air Shirley is going to be joining the CAPS program as part of the approval process. Every member district has to sign off on approval and have a vote by the school committee. The preamble is here only because as part of this, DESE made some policy updates and changes just due to legal language as they were going through it anyway, but there's nothing of significant material difference. This is really just about adding Air Shirley to the program, which is great because it often helps with the cost of tuition for all of our kids. So we're looking for a motion to approve having Air Shirley join the CAPS program, and then we need it to be signed off by the chair.
So would you like to make that motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve the CAPS approval of Air Shirley and the amended policy and included policy guide as attached.
A second? Josh seconds it. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, pass. Next, we'll talk about the superintendent search update.
Sure. Yep. So the three candidates have come to the Leominster school system and toured and had open forums. We have a site visit tomorrow at one of the for one of the candidates, and the other two is still being, I think, in the process of being scheduled. I haven't heard of. Oh, you
Yes,
went to
we
one
went to
already?
Lowell Thursday.
Oh, did you? Okay, I didn't realize that. So we've done two, so we're still waiting for one more?
I'm going tomorrow as well.
Yeah, aren't you going to the same ones? Oh, two different ones? Oh, okay. All right, so after tomorrow, we'll have done all our site visits. And then we have the 15th, no, the 14th, Tuesday, the 14th is our interview day. Which we will be interviewing all three candidates and making a decision that night.
Any questions?
Just for, it's executive session or public,
Public,
for the interview.
Make a decision the same night.
yes,
And that's gonna be here. At 5? After
Yes.
she's at 5.
at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can go down.
So,
Any other questions? All right, we'll go on to approval of the minutes for April 1st, 2024. Any changes, spelling mistakes, omission? I get approval.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
All in favor? Subcommittee, policy,
We have not met, we meet.
finance,
Melanie, can you come up, please? Yep, transfers.
Okay. Warrant 39 totaling $126,309.34. Warrant 34, $257,745.96. Warrant 41, $337,523.44. Warrant 42, $730,000, $670.84. Yeah,
yes.
sorry. They go,
Yeah.
And then there's,
Motion to approve. Oh, sorry.
yeah, I gotta do my warrant.
the other one.
Going out of the warrants, warrant 39 totaling $375,983.16. Warrant 40, $2,607,878.75. $1,032,024.54. I'm sorry, wait a minute. Step back there. Warrant 41. Eileen thought you did bad. Warrant 41, $1,032,024.54. Warrant 42, $6,655,457.41.
You thought Brandon had it easy.
I was just gonna,
Way better.
I'm just gonna call him up.
All right, motion to approve the warrants. Second? 1 second. All right, all in favor?
Transfers.
Okay. First transfer is requesting to transfer $535,000 from salaries, DESI code 2305 to the general fund expense, DESI code 5200.
Second it.
All in favor?
And transfer request number 2, requesting to transfer $400,000 from salaries, DESI code 2210, 2320, and DESI code 2800 to general fund expenses, DESI code 4220.
Make a motion to approve the transfer. Transfer two.
Second. All in favor?
Okay.
Go on to the action items, so obsolete equipment,
We found more.
motion to, you have to explain. it?
Yes, yes. Yeah, no. Bob says we need to get rid of them.
Did this still do those two tables?
Yes, please.
Motion to approve, of the obsolete equipment? Okay. All in favor?
Just down to 5E, a gift.
The acceptance of the gift,
For our HVAC, we have a donation of 3816 worth of copper fittings and material.
Awesome. I so move to accept that gift.
second? Second. All in favor? Andy, do you accept the gift? Okay.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
she likes gifts.
All right. That's all right. You just got it. I just wanted to make sure you had the opportunity. Oh,
Mhm.
we're good. All right. So we will accept the gift for. All right, any new or old business?
Yes, I have two things and probably the person who can answer it isn't here. So Christine, if we can put it, on agenda, I wanted an update on the progress of the field behind the high school so we can know what's happening there. And then I also wanted an update on the request for the school committee compensation and where that stands.
If I may, Sal,
Yes.
I just want to give a huge shout out. It's Teacher and Nurses Appreciation Week.
Yes.
So for everything they do, and our nurses, they take care of the staff and students. So just thank you to everybody. If you can, just a quick thank you goes a long way. Everybody's working really hard and doing a great job. So I'm proud of our staff.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Anything? Any other new old business?
Sandy, could you put your mic on, please?
Oh, I'm
Okay, there you
sorry.
go. Okay,
Fine,
Yeah,
good.
good.
All right, I've received multiple phone calls from parents regarding an incident that happened at the high school and safety concerns.
so I would say you can address those to me and I will answer those.
All right, last week,
Yes. Yes,
are the people who are, all right, the resource officers, are they visible? It's one of the questions.
so what I'm going to ask that you do is send that to me first. And so send me the questions so that I can make
Sure.
sure I come back with adequate
Okay, good.
answers and then we'll share that out.
All right, thank
Okay,
you. Yeah,
thank you.
that's good, thank you.
I make a motion to go into executive session under chapter 39 to discuss contract negotiations.
We will
And
not be coming
will
out.
not be returning.
This is a voice vote, so Ronnie?
Yep, yay.
Yay?
Yay.
Yeah. I'm a yay.
Yay.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you all, teachers.
Tyler, just quick question. When did you start as a
And our-
school
And
choice
nurses.
person?